ask anybody right now, right there, to say, what team that's never won a Super Bowl would you like to see win a Super Bowl first? The Detroit Lions, Cincinnati Bengals, Buffalo Bills, Minnesota Vikings, Atlanta Falcons, Los Angeles Chargers, Tennessee Titans, Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars, Carolina Panthers, or the Arizona Cardinals. Which one of those teams would you like to see win a Super Bowl first out of any of those 11 teams right there? Because there's 11 teams that have never won a Super Bowl.
That is...
Friends, countrymen, fellow degenerates, welcome back to this episode of Bets and Buds. We the Buds helping you cash your bets. I'm Jason Smoking Token.
I'm Bobby Light.
Welcome back, everybody. We're in week 10 of this NFL football season.
We are.
College football season. Playoff world positions are cooking up right now, heating up right now. So like it's live action here. We're getting into the heart of football season, baby.
We had the first one come out, yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday.
Everybody's already bitching about Notre Dame.
Yeah, you know what it is, what it is. Sorry about it. It's an institution, baby. It's an institution, and that's what's going to happen. So, let's get this party started, Bobby. Let's go and get these Blues out of the way here.
Okay, well, the Blues kick off a 2-game road trip tonight. First they play back-to-back, actually. They play Washington tonight with Ovechkin looking for that 900th goal. So let's hope it doesn't happen tonight. And then they go up to Buffalo and play. Right now, the Blues are 4-7-2. They have the second worst record in all of hockey. They only trail the Flames as far as fewest points goes. And like you said earlier, they do always seem to start really slow the last few years. But we expect this team to get better. Your leading goal scorer is actually Jake Neighbors, and he's missed 5 games in a row, and he's got 6 goals. Nobody else has got more than 4.
Robert Thomas came back, though, and got a big goal last game.
He is back. So, yeah, that's in 9 games so far, Thomas has got 2 goals, 6 assists. He actually leads the team in points. He's tied with Kyrou, who's played 5 more games than that. So this offense really just hasn't clicked. The defense hasn't clicked. The goaltending's been less than subpar, but let's hope they turn it around tonight.
All right, let's go Blues. Let's go Blues. All right, so let's go and dive in real quick to the college slate. We only got a few games that really matter this week in college football. All right, so this week we got Texas A&M at Missouri. The Texas A&M ranked number 3 in the country versus Mizzou, who's 22.
22nd, yes.
Yeah, so they're 22 in the country right now. So Texas A&M is undefeated. I believe what are they? 8-0.
8-0. They're 8-0.
And Mizzou is 6-2. So that's going to be a big SEC matchup right there.
And the thing is, Mizzou's starting basically their third-string quarterback.
Essentially, but I mean, was he a freshman?
He's a true freshman.
Yeah, true freshman.
True freshman.
Matt Zollers.
So, I mean, he came in after Purdue got hurt, and even though they ended up losing that game to Vanderbilt, it wasn't because of anything he did.
No. I mean, it was just they couldn't get the off. I mean, it was a defensive game.
It was. I mean, it's 17-10. So
yeah, I mean, it was a defensive game, so it's a low-scoring game for SEC games. So. The next up, we got the game of the week probably matchup where the game day is going to be.
Yeah,
we got BYU at Texas Tech. So BYU is a one-loss team, and we got Texas Tech is
also a one-loss team.
Yeah, one-loss team as well. So BYU is ranked 7th, and I think Texas Tech is ranked 8th. So we got.
Well, there was a big article actually on I think it was CBS Sports today, talking about how Texas Tech has taken their oil money and really, I mean, they built that huge football.
They dumped a lot of money into this program right now. I mean, they got a lot of NIL.
And they're not afraid to say it either.
Oh, yeah. I mean, why would they? I mean, like, any of these Texas schools, though, you can talk about SMU, you can talk, like, Texas Tech, Texas A&M, they've got, like,
but we haven't really talked about Texas Tech like this since, Mike Leach.
Crabtree.
No, well, when Mike Leach was the coach and they ran that, what did they call it? Air raid offense.
Air raid offense. But I mean, again, like that Michael Crabtree, that big win they had against Texas and so on.
With Cliff Kingsbury, where he got his start.
Yeah, exactly. And then the next one we have is Oregon at Iowa. It's going to be a tricky game for Oregon because they have to go to Iowa right now. And Oregon's ranked 9th. Iowa's ranked the 20th team in the country. So it's going to be a big game for them because going into Kinnick Stadium is not going to be a easy outfit for anybody.
It's not going to be a cakewalk at all.
No.
And we've seen Oregon's got chips in that armor, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they definitely do. So, I mean, it's going to be a big game going through college football this season. Those are going to be the big marquee games, kind of put a bigger picture on what the playoff outlook looks at this year.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about the college football playoff standings right now, but it'll change next week, and it'll change the week after that, and it'll change the week after that. Like, it's some of these teams are going to drop out, and others are going to lift themselves up. Like, if Mizzou gets a huge win this weekend against Texas A&M,
that still keeps them in the playoff conversation.
It keeps them in the playoff conversation. Then they just got to win out.
Yes, exactly. They got to win out and at least make some noise in the SEC championship game.
Because I mean, they still got got to play Oklahoma, who is ranked above them still.
Right.
So, I mean, they've got good games left on the schedule.
Yeah, SEC's a playoff all in itself.
It is.
Much. It really is. All right, so let's dive into this NFL slate here. All right, so first off, I'm going to go and cover my record from last week. So I was 5-9 on my anytime touchdown scores, 6-8 against the spread, 8-6 on the money line, and 7-7 in my over/under. So that was my record from last week.
Yeah.
Not ideal, but it's getting a little closer to where I'm seeing the board a little bit more, just because I kind of get a better feel for what these teams are right now. But once again, we're still.
I'm just all over the place this year because my spread was 7-7 last week. My over/under was 3-11. By far the worst showing I've had on anything so far. There's 3-11. That's hard to do.
That was a couple of my spread weeks.
You should be able to just guess and do better than that. I went 10-4 on the money, so I'm hanging in there. My money looks good. I'm rolling at like 79-80% so far.
Yeah, my money line I'm not upset about. My spread I'm a little disappointed with. My over/under hasn't been too bad.
My over/under's been just all over the place.
All right, so before we dive into the weekend slates, let's go over the trade deadline was yesterday here. So we got Sauce Gardner went to the Indianapolis Colts. So for two first-round picks.
Two first-round picks. I didn't see that initially when I sent you that text yesterday. I was like a pick and Adonis Mitchell.
Yeah, Adonai Mitchell. Adonai Mitchell. Yeah, I mean that was a big trade, but I mean that's
that extra pick. That's 2 first-rounders and a wide receiver. It's not like he's shown that he's going to be a complete bust. Yeah, he dropped the touchdown in the end zone a couple weeks ago.
But he wasn't going to get on the field really anyway.
No,
between
not
Alec
on that
Pierce,
team.
Josh Downs, and then Michael Pittman. I mean, it was just tough
and
for him to really
get
Warren. Yeah, they got Tyler Warren. So it's going to be tough for him to get those reps. So he was a kind of a throw-in, I think, on that trade. They kind of wanted him, I think, out of the building just because some of the bad juju he's had.
Because that was twice he's done that now.
Well, no, the other one was the pick six.
Oh,
the other one that was
right,
the pick 63 last year on the little receiver throwback play they had.
Because Taylor was the one that did drop the
Jonathan Taylor, yes. All right, so the next up we got Quentin Williams went to the Cowboys from the New York Jets. Mm-hmm. So the Cowboys tried to solidify their front here. A lot of people are like, oh, man, you gave up Micah Parsons, you get Quentin Williams. But you know what? He's 28 years old. He's still under contract. They got Kenny Clark right now that's up front, and you got Quentin Williams. So now you got hopefully some solidifying the front for that run defense that's going to help out a lot on as far as second, third down. And they're on the bye this week, so I think that's going to help out a lot as far as bringing that defense together.
Yeah, bringing them in, get them up to speed on that defense. But it also helps them if they don't like what they've seen out of Kenny Clark this year. Like they can let him walk. Oh yeah. And now you've got him to take his place.
Right. So. I mean, and again, I know what a Super Bowl team looks like. This isn't one of them. No. I mean, right now, the safety, they're on their 4th and 5th safeties right now as far as from an injury standpoint. So they got to get something up front to go put some pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah,
because
they're not getting
they got to get those balls out of the hands of the quarterback real fast. But again, you see Micah Parsons, the Packers lost to the Panthers last week. So it's not like he's winning games for them.
He's not winning games for them. And he only has 6.5 sacks on the season.
Yeah, I mean,
and 4 of those came in one game.
And that's where in Jerry Jones' defense, which I don't do very often, I won't do very often defending Jerry Jones, but I mean, he said $47 million for 6.5 sacks, and it's not necessarily like he's winning the games for them. That's a high price for somebody. So you can solidify the team in a lot of other ways and other fashions in that capacity. Also, we got Logan Wilson also from the Bengals got traded to the Cowboys. So that's a middle linebacker that can actually solidify the run defense a little bit more also as well.
Well, that was the joke this week, and they're like, Logan Wilson couldn't even get on the worst defense in the NFL.
Yeah, they had some young guys there, but sometimes you just need to change the scenery. You just need to change the atmosphere.
Logan Wilson's actually a tackling machine.
Yeah, he's been a solid pro majority of his career. That's why we requested a trade a couple weeks ago, wanting to get out of there. So if you can bring those two pieces in and solidify that, then we got Overshown coming back too as well. So I mean, that defense that coming out of the bye week can look drastically different because we're gonna have about.
They can, but they're gonna have to run off like 7 out of 8 to even.
They're gonna have to. I mean, but with that offense, if they can really get that offense in sync and go through and have the defense where they can actually have some stop getting stupid turnovers like they did last game, because that's really what killed them last game against the Cardinals. They had some drives that looked very promising. You had the fumble by Jake Ferguson early, the fumble by Javonte Williams late. I mean, there was just a couple things that kind of went wrong with them. Then also we have Rashid Shaheed. He went to the Seahawks, which that's going to be a big hiccup.
Crazy.
Because the Seahawks offense looks deadly. I mean, Jackson Smith and Jiggs looks unguardable. And then you got you had 2 rookie receivers that look very, They scored, like, was it Horton? Tony Horton?
Yeah, Tony Horton.
Yeah, he scored 2 touchdowns in that game. I mean, like, it was,
yeah, and
Sam Darnold's looking good, man.
I mean, he can still get her down the field,
yeah,
too.
he can get him down the field. He's a big matchup nightmare for a lot of teams out there, especially when you got somebody like Jackson Smith-Njigba that you got to put that much energy and focus into.
I mean, you almost have to double him now.
Yeah, so he's going to have a lot of one-on-one, and Sam Darnold's shown that he can make those throws. The last big major trade was Jacoby Myers going to the Jaguars.
Yep.
So leaving the Raiders and going to the Jaguars. So the Jaguars needed that help drastically because Travis Hunter is out for 4 weeks.
Yeah, he went down. That one hurt. I brought his name up last week, and then literally when we left out of the building here, I got in the car and Travis Hunter on IR, blew his knee out.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. So I mean he's not done for the season, but he's going to have to be out, and they're going to definitely have to use him gingerly and carefully
when he comes back.
Because the thing is, I mean the NFL, that's what everybody's been saying. Like no matter what, like anybody who's played in the league. The reason why you've not seen a full-time two-way player is because that's a lot of wear and tear. That's a lot of grind on the body. Overall, like,
a lot of extra hits.
So they brought Jacoby Meyer in. Brian Thomas Jr. has been struggling a little bit this season. He's been battling a shoulder injury most of the season. So Jacoby Meyer's going down there, been wanting to get out of the Raiders for a little bit. So
and he's a very solid receiver.
Yes, he's a very solid receiver. Just to see how long it takes that chemistry to build between him and Trevor Lawrence. All right, so let's go into the slate here and dive into this here. So Thursday night, we got the Raiders at the Broncos. Broncos coming off a big win against the Texans. Texans got banged up last week big time. It was 18-15 winning by a field goal last week.
They did.
The Raiders are 8.5-point dogs going into
I have
Denver.
9.5.
Well, I had 9.5 earlier, but like right before
I've been looking at it right now.
Yeah, right before I got on, so FanDuel dropped down to 8.5 on that one. So who do you like in this one, Bobby?
I'm going to take the 9.5 for Vegas. Just from what I seen from Bowers last week, I believe that allows them to hang in some of these games. And 9.5 points is a lot of points. And Denver's defense is really not crushing it right now.
Well, they also lost PS2.
Denver's offense is not.
Yeah, their offense isn't crushing it right now.
Not that in sync right now.
It's definitely not. I mean, I can see J.K. Dobbins having a good game in this one, though, because the Raiders' defense seems a little lackluster.
It's suspect.
But I'm with you, though. I like the Raiders to cover, even at 8.5. I like them to cover. I like the Broncos to win this game.
Yeah, I like Broncos to win, but give me the under in this one.
I'm with you, too. I have under at 42.5. All right. And then give me Troy Franklin as my anytime touchdown scorer for this game here. Troy Franklin is my anytime. I went with Brock Bowers at first, but I thought I liked him going in that game. But I know he's battling a little bit of a toe injury, so I'm hesitant to go against somebody.
Oh, now he's got a toe injury?
Man. He had a toe injury going in. Like, that was kind of like, so I mean, he's questionable there. I mean, it's the NFL, man, but everybody's dealing with something right now. So
I just got him back.
That's fantasy football, baby. That's fantasy football. All right, so the next up we got the Falcons at the Colts. That's a Berlin game, I believe. That's
this one is in Berlin.
8:30 a.m. game or in Berlin. So we got the Falcons at the Colts. Colts are 6.5-point favorites in this game here. I like the Colts to cover this game and win.
Okay.
And I like the over-under is at 48.5. I like the 48.5 to go ahead and hit that.
Well, Atlanta cut their kicker this week and signed a new one because
it's the third kicker this season.
It is. So it's not working out. But it is 6.5 in Germany, like a different stadium. They're traveling. I think Atlanta can keep this one close if they play their normal game. Like, if you get the team that showed up against the Dolphins, the Colts will boat race them.
But is Sauce Gardner going to play?
That's a question.
Because if you get Sauce Gardner playing and Chardavius Ward back also too as well from that freakish,
you could shut down Atlanta.
That no problem. Because you got Drake London is pretty much their only major threat at receiver.
In the last 2 weeks, can you guess how many carries Bijan Robinson's had in the first half?
7.
9.
Yeah,
so
I mean
it's 4 the week before.
He's my he was my number one pick in our bar league that I had the first.
What are they doing? Did they hire Arthur Smith again and just didn't tell him?
I think they fell behind early. I mean, and that was just troublesome propaganda for them that they fell behind early. And then last week with Kirk Cousins, I mean, the offense just looked like it was not even.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins he's done.
Yeah, so with that being said,
but I'll take the 6.5 points for Atlanta. I think they keep it close. Give me under 48.5 and Indy to win the game.
All right, so like I said, I like Indy to go ahead and cover that 6.5, win the game, and then I like the over at 48.5. And then I like Jonathan Taylor is my anytime touchdown scorer for this game here.
He was held out last week. He only had 45 yards on the ground.
Yeah, great defensive performance by the Steelers.
It was. But, if you want Daniel Jones to be a decent quarterback that can lead that
Jonathan
team,
Taylor has to
be the man.
Because
it's no different than when they let Saquon and him went to the playoffs.
Because what was missing from their play calling last week was the play action pass.
Right.
Because there was no threat of the run game because they shut and locked that down. They didn't really get to get their play action pass, which is a huge part of that offense. So, all right, next up we got the Jaguars at the Texans. The Texans are beat the hell up right now. They had a devastating loss against the Broncos last week. Their defense has been playing amazing.
The defense has been just on point right
But they've
now.
lost it. They lost at least 2 or 3 guys off that defense from injury last week. They also had C.J. Stroud left the game with concussion. So, I mean, they're looking like they're struggling there. Their favorite won by 1.5 at home. So it might be Davis Dougie Mills that's going to be playing in that game there. So, I mean, are we going to believe in Davis Dougie Mills, or who do you like, Bobby?
I'm actually going to stick with Houston. I think that defense can do just enough to keep them Jaguars down. I'll take the 1.5 points that Houston's getting at home. Give me the over 37.5 and Houston to win.
All right. So
if they want to get back in this division, they have to.
So you got 37.5. You got the over.
I've got 37.5.
All right, I got 38.5. I like the over 2 as well, but give me Jacksonville to cover and win on this game, though.
Gotcha.
All right, then give me Travis Etienne to get in the end zone. He's going to find his way in the end zone, I believe, sometime this week. He needs to. I picked him last week, didn't get in there, but I think he's going to get in this week. All right, next up we got the Giants at the surging Bears right now. The Bears are actually kind of on the roll.
Yeah,
big win last
the 5
week.
and 3 Bears.
Yes, 5 and 3 Bears. So this was actually the pivotal point for them last year. When they lost that big game against Washington, and they kind of tailspinned out right now.
Yeah, they never won another game.
The Giants are really kind of. I mean, they're fighting with as much as they can right now with as many injuries that they've had on the offensive side. Defensively, they're kind of patchworking everything together. The secondary isn't like really looking that solid.
So, do you think, with that being said, for the Giants, do you think this buys Daboll another year?
Oh, I think so.
You think so?
I think so. I think with for the continuity of Jackson Dart being able to have a chance to be a solid
not
quarterback.
Bring in another coach.
Yeah, you can't bring
another coordinator.
You can't bring in another coach and coordinator. I think at this point. I mean, for me, if I was the owner, general manager of the team. General manager doesn't really have a say because he can get fired too. Joe Shane could as well. But, I mean, I think I would keep him in play here.
I mean, they've got good young players. They just need a couple of little more things.
Well, and to stay healthy too as well. I mean, that's been a big – because, I mean, imagine this team with Malik Neighbors and Scatterboo and everything in place and so on. But with that being said, I like the Bears. I got them as 3.5-point favorites at home. I like them to go ahead and win this game, cover that 3.5, and I like the under at 47.5.
I like the Bears to win, and I like the under. I've got 46.5, but I'll take that. But I've got 4.5 for the Giants, and I will take those 4.5 points.
All right. And then give me Roma Dunze to go ahead and be the anytime touchdown scorer in this game.
All right.
All right. Next up, we got
he needs to do something because he has been terrible since their bye week.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much been out of the picture right now, so I kind of see him getting back in the action right here where they kind of put a little bit of focus to get the ball back in his hands.
They should.
All right. Next up, we got the Ravens at the Vikings. Who do you like in this one, Bobby?
Man, this one, I was really up in the air when I was looking at this one. Is it the Ravens team that looked really good last week and the defense was respectable? But it was against the Dolphins. So, but the way Minnesota played last week, and it just dismantled Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, they look good.
They looked really good. J.J. McCarthy looked.
They held that running game in check.
They did. Well, and that's Detroit's problem. If they get that running game held in check, they don't.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much going to struggle.
And it being in Minnesota on that, and Baltimore has never won a game in Minnesota.
Really?
Never. So I'm going to keep on that train. I will take Minnesota to win at home. Give me over 48.5, though. I think to do that, Minnesota will have to score some points.
I mean, they're going to have to. I don't know how. I'm still not sold on J.J. McCarthy yet. I like the Vikings, actually. I got 4.5 is the point for here through FanDuel.
I got 3.5.
Yeah, so I got 4.5 through FanDuel. I like the Vikings to go ahead and cover that 4.5, maybe be a field goal game. Right. Just because I can see them holding the running game in check. We get another disappointing outing from Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, you will never be in anything in my fucking touchdown parlay ever again.
It does not look good.
No, it has not, and you will not be in my touchdown parlays ever again. I've already had to swear that off just because of my own gambling purposes. I do think the Ravens do go in and get their first win in Minnesota, though. And then I like the under at 47.5. I just feel like it'll be a nice little gritty game because, I mean, I think J.J. McCarthy's not going to really be able to put up a lot of points. That defense looked a lot better with Roquan Smith being back. You got Kyle Hamilton back in action, too, as well. So I like the under at 47.5 on that one. And give me Zay Flowers as my anytime touchdown scorer in this game. I think he's going to find his way in the end zone.
Yeah, he hasn't been very loud.
Yeah, I mean, he's gotten some yardage, but hasn't found his way in the end zone. I think he can go ahead and get his way in the end zone this game. All right, next up we got the Browns and the Jets, which is a game of the week. I mean, you got two teams that are going nowhere fast whatsoever.
I don't know. I find this one intriguing, actually, just to see which bad team is going to be not the worst.
The Browns got the better defense, obviously, especially now with the Jets getting rid of Sauce Gardner, and you also got rid of Quentin Williams. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of pieces out there. The Jets know they're in the fire sale. Yep. Last week, they had a little bit of motivation with the passing of Nick Mangold, RIP. I mean, so they kind of celebrated. I mean, not celebrated, but they kind of had a little bit extra, had a little bit extra juice there going in because there's a lot of motion in the building with a Jets great that passed away there suddenly at 41 years old through kidney disease. I like the Browns to go ahead and win this game at 2.5 points. They're 2.5-point favorites. I like them to win this game cover, and I like the under at 37.5.
We're in agreement.
I feel like it's going to be an ugly, mucked-up game. And then give me a Harold Fannin Jr., the rookie tight end.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, I could see this being an all field goal game, like 12-9.
Yeah, I mean, it would not surprise me if this was not a 12-6 game or 12-10, whatever it may be. All right, so the next up, we got the Saints and the Panthers, another team that's not going anywhere. And my sneaky cover team, like I told you at the beginning of the season, the Panthers.
Oh, I mean, they're just not covering.
5-4 right now, man. 5-4. So I mean, they're actually doing a thing right now.
A game and a half out the back of Tampa Bay. I'm not sure. Did they play once already this year? I don't think so.
I'm not. I can't remember right off the top of my head right now if the Panthers and the Bucks played or not yet.
I don't think so,
but I don't think they played yet.
I mean, Panthers, the way they're playing, they get this win, move up to 6-4, and you just. Let's say Buccaneers lose this weekend. Bam, they're right there battling for the tie.
I mean, they're right there battling for the tie. So I like that. For that being said, I like
Carolina to win.
I like Carolina to win this and cover. I got them at 5.5.
I have them at 5.5, but give me the under because I mean New Orleans showed me nothing on offense, and this Carolina defense isn't terrible. So
that defense isn't terrible, but its over was 30. Over under was 39.5. So
you're gonna go over.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the over on that one though. I can see them probably squeezing out 40 points. And they give me Tedrow McMillan to be the anytime touchdown scorer there.
Man, I like that when you're calling all my fantasy players.
Yeah,
right
hey man, you know what? As long as you're not playing me, brother.
No. You already beat me this year.
Yeah, man, as long as you're not playing me, I'm good with that. All right, so next up we got the Bills at the Dolphins. Bills came off a big win against the Chiefs. We beat them again in the regular season. Yep. So everybody said, okay, it's a regular season win. Let's see if they can do it in the playoffs. Dolphins are kind of middling, but the last time these two teams played, it was in Buffalo.
Man, they were right there.
They were right there. They played a tough game for them. So let's see what happens there as far as how close this game can be, because it's a 9.5-point dogs is where we're looking at with the Dolphins right now. So I like the Dolphins to cover that 9.5 points. I think the Bills go ahead and get this win here, and I like the over at 49.5.
I've got 50.5. I will take the over as well with the Bills win, but I think the Bills can cover. 10 points is.
You think 10 points?
I think they can beat them by 10.
All right, so I mean, we'll see what happens here, and then give me James Cook as my anytime touchdown scorer on this one here.
Man, just like. He wasn't as great last week as he was the week before, but damn.
Yeah, I mean, he's been balling all year.
I just like him as a player.
Yeah, he's been balling. He fits that offense very well. Him and Josh Allen got a nice little 1-2 punch when it comes to ground and play action, the read option work and all that stuff. So, all right, next up we got the Patriots at the Buccaneers. Patriots are like the first rated team in the AFC East.
They are now.
They're looking good. Drake May is looking amazing right now. So, I mean, right now I think – Patriots are on a roll. Buccaneers are coming off the bye. I don't know how healthy as far as because I know Mike Evans is out. I don't know where Chris Godwin's stat with this. And that's one thing I hate about shooting this early in the week.
Because we shoot on Wednesday sucks, but we can't do it on Thursdays because there's a game.
Right, so we really don't have a full injury report right now going into this week. So trying to go through and get the whole heads up of what's going on right now. I actually like the Patriots to go ahead and go into Tampa Bay and get a win. They're 2.5-point dogs in this one, and I like the over at 48.5. I can see Baker come out slinging and doing his thing. Drake May come out slinging and doing his thing. Drake May actually set tied the record with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, as for under 24 years old.
Under 24 years old, that actually have 8 straight games with 200+ passing yards.
If he does it again this year or on this one and have a 100 quarterback rating, he'll tie Tom Brady.
Yeah,
and that's crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, Drake May is looking amazing. He's looking absolutely phenomenal. So that's what I'm leaning.
With that being said, let me throw this at you. When Drake May has to throw the ball more than 30 times, the Patriots are 1-9 in his career. And that's the thing with Tampa Bay. I mean, you're going to have to play in the shooting. It's going to have to be pass-happy shootout.
And they're hard to run against.
They are.
They're definitely hard to run against.
They're one of the best run defenses. If not, I think they are number one run defense in the NFL, giving up less than 100 yards a game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he got
So,
big Vita there.
if they have to go chucking that ball around, I mean, it doesn't look good for the Patriots here. That's why I'm going with Tampa to win this one at home, but I will take the over.
All right, sounds good. All right, and give me Travion Henderson is getting in the end zone here, finding his touchdown.
He actually looked pretty good last week.
I mean, he looked really good. I mean, you got Ramondre Stevenson's banged up a little bit. I think they're going to involve him a little bit more in the offense. So I like Travion Henderson to get that in the end zone there. All right, next up we got the Cardinals who beat up on our Cowboys at the Seahawks. The Seahawks who had a dominating performance, but helped me win a parlay against the Commanders last week on Thursday night. 6.5-point favorites are the Seahawks at home. Who do you like, Bobby?
They put Kyler Murray back on the IR for another 4 weeks today, so I guess that's their way of benching him. They're just saying, hey, his foot's still hurt.
You know, I mean, because first off, if he has any foot issues whatsoever, that's a big part of his game.
It is. I mean,
he's not, and the offense clearly looks better from everybody here.
Oh, I mean, they just look so much better.
Jacoby Brissett, I mean, we've seen this before out of Jacoby Brissett. He's a solid quarterback. He can get the job done. He can put the ball in the places that it needs to be. I mean, he's getting 3rd and longs from like 3rd and 18, 3rd and 20s with passing the ball, not running screen plays, all that stuff. I mean, he's actually passing the ball downfield. I like the Cardinals actually to cover this 6.5 points. But I think the Seahawks will still get the win up there because actually Mike McDonald's record is actually a lot better on the road than it is at home.
Yeah, I mean, they've lost 2 close games at home this year. Games they should not have lost at home.
But I still think the Seahawks will pull this win out here. I like the over at 45.5.
I like the over as well. I like Seahawks to win, but I think they cover that 6.5.
You think the Seahawks will cover that?
Yeah, this is a legit defense.
Oh, yeah. I know
that offense is more than legit.
Their defense is legit, but I like what I've seen out of Jacoby Brissett to keep the game pretty close. All right, then give me Jackson Smith and Jigba, who's just been unguardable pretty much all season long.
Just absolutely. I think he's going almost 1,000 yards already.
So I think he's going to find his way in the end zone for this game here. All right, next up we got probably one of the bigger matchups of the week of another AFC West matchup. We got the Rams and the 49ers. Rams to the 49ers. That AFC West division has probably been the best division in football so far up to this point.
Even with the Cardinals being 3-6, they've been competitive.
Yes, so. I mean, I think all the games going in the Cowboy game that they lost by combined 13 points. So, like we talked about last week. Going into the 49ers here, the 49ers are really, really beat up. The Rams are getting really, really healthy.
They are.
Puka Nacua has some rib injury, but I think he's going to, he's battling through that.
I mean, you got Devontae Adams, a touchdown machine.
Oh, yeah. He's going scoring touchdowns on with inside the red zone like it's no tomorrow. I mean, like you think he's Gronkowski or something with the way he's scoring his touchdowns. I like the Rams to go ahead and get the victory here going into San Francisco and cover the 3. I got 3.5 right now.
I got 4.5, so I'm going to give San Francisco. I'll take that 4.5 points for San Francisco. But obviously, Rams win this game. I think it's like you said, San Francisco's just so beat up right now. But give me the over 49.5.
You like 49? So I had 50.5, and I like the under.
You like the under?
Yeah, I like the under at 50.5. I can see it get up there in points a little bit, but I still like the under at 50.5. These two teams are very familiar with each other.
They are.
It'll be a slugfest, but the 49ers defense is pretty banged up, but they still kind of come with a lot of fight with them. And they give me Puka Nacua of my anytime touchdown score for this game.
Okay.
All right, next up we got the Lions at the Commanders. The Commanders who took a devastating loss to Jaden Daniels last week.
I hate to even bring it up.
Yeah, that dislocation of the elbow was an ugly one.
Disgusting.
I mean, it was very ugly. I mean, kind of like a lot of remnants of the RG3 knee injury. So, thankfully, it's his non-throwing arm, so it's not something that should impact his career from a long-term standpoint.
Yeah, but it's going to hurt for a while.
But I think, for me, if I were to take my pick, as far as if I were a Commanders fan, Commanders organization, if they lose 2 or 3 more games, I would not bring Jaden Daniels back at all for the rest of the season. Just kind of start fresh next year, try to rebuild the organization going from there. The Lions took a rough loss last week against the Vikings. I don't think anybody saw that coming, them losing that game the way they did. J.J. McCarthy kind of pulled out what he needed to at that point, but that defense still looks really good.
I mean, they just jumped on him so early. Or they matched them, and then that allowed them to...
Well, I mean, they had to go those plays that kind of turn football games that you can't really bank on when you're a better, and that's that block kick that kind of gets ran back. They get them in the scoring range and all that stuff. But, I mean, they held... Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery to combine less than 70 yards rushing. So once you do that to the Lions offense, that's going to be tough for them to kind of compete with. I don't see the Commanders being able to do that at all. So for me, I got them at 8.5 point favorites. I like the Lions to go ahead and cover that 8.5, get the win, and I like the over at 49.5 points because the Commanders have shown they cannot guard anybody. Sam Darnold knifed them up last week like no tomorrow.
That is true.
I can see Jared Goff going off. I mean, big time.
Okay, well, we agree. I've got the under in this one.
You like the under?
I like the under.
All right, give me Jahmyr Gibbs as anytime touchdown scorer in this game, too, as well. I think I see him having a bounce-back game and getting back and being electrifying and getting in the end zone there at least once, if not twice. All right. So next up, we got the Steelers and the Chargers. Steelers who kind of bullied the Colts last week. 6 turnovers.
They did.
I kind of feel like that was a little bit of fool's gold to a certain degree. Just because of the fact 6 turnovers and they only won by a touchdown.
Right.
The discouraging part in this game going into it is Joe Alt left the game again with another high
he's
ankle
done
injury.
for the year. He had surgery already.
Yeah, so I mean he's done for the year. So I mean they lost both major tackles. That's really killed the Chargers big time of what they could do. Both their top 2 running backs are out. So I mean they're on a 3rd string running back. I mean it's going to be
But
tough.
Justin Herbert this year has shown that he's going to put it on his back and be the man, and because he's the number 2 fantasy scorer right now in football for quarterbacks. And I wouldn't have said that. I just wanted him to be top 10 when I drafted him. Just be top 10. No, he's been number 2. With that being said, they've actually lost both games. They've got over 150 yards rushing this year.
Yeah.
So they'll need him to sling it around. I think they win at home. I'm still not sold on Pittsburgh.
So for me, what I saw out of Pittsburgh last week, they simplified their defense a lot. They stopped doing a lot of things because what they were saying earlier in the season is that like when you watch Pittsburgh play, they were trying to disguise a lot of coverages. Right. They were trying to do a lot of things they don't normally do on a regular basis. So now you got Jalen Ramsey at full-time regular safety. They're not moving around all over the place. They brought in Kyle Duggar from the Patriots as an trade pick early in the week. He played 73 snaps last week, looked really good. Their front 7 really. They got Alex Highsmith came back too as well, which kind of helped solidify that front 4 coming up front there. So for me, I like the Steelers actually go into Los Angeles to win this game. It would be 3-point dogs. And I like the under at 45.5. I think they're going to muck this game up a lot, and the Steelers kind of get a big win there.
Well, that's the first one we disagree totally on.
All right, and then give me DK Metcalf as my anytime touchdown score.
Okay, he's been disappointing.
I had him last week as my anytime touchdown score. I thought for sure he might get in, but again, I think this week he's going to find his way in the end zone.
Yeah, that was the big thing they were saying about Pittsburgh not making any moves to bring in any kind of wide receiver.
I think they tried, but I don't think because the one that everybody was talking about and looking at was Jalen Waddle.
Right.
And the Dolphins' asking price for Jalen Waddle was pretty high.
Pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, it was pretty high, and I don't think the juice was worth the squeeze for them to try to pull that trigger.
He's really the only offensive player you would want.
Yeah, because the same thing with the Bills. So people said the same thing with the Bills, and them bringing in another receiver, and they really couldn't pull that off either because it was just really hard to try to find a receiver out there to add to, and then also lose that draft commodity that you were going to lose later on.
Oh, what was the other one? Rice. Jerry Rice's son signed with somebody this week.
Nah, who cares?
That was the only other thing I see.
Who cares? Just the fact that you got to know, like they're trying to say Jerry Rice's son signed with somebody, and we don't know who it is exactly, and it's Jerry Rice. Who cares?
I think it was Washington. It was Washington.
Yeah, who cares? It's probably in off of what's his name, McCaffrey.
McCaffrey going down.
Yeah, look, McCaffrey getting hurt. All right, so the next up we got the Eagles at the Packers. Eagles at the Packers wrapping up our Monday night slate here for the week. Who do you like in this, Bobby?
I think the Eagles actually. Which Green Bay team's going to show up?
Right, I know. That's
they've lost to the Browns. They've lost to the Panthers.
Because Jordan Love looked terrible. He looked absolutely awful.
The Eagles are neither one of those teams, regardless of how mixed up they can be sometimes. Right. Like, they're still a damn good team. I will take the 2 points the Eagles are getting on the road. Give me the over 45.5 and Eagles to win. Yeah,
the Eagles brought in. I mean, they brought in some secondary help. I can't remember
trade
they brought in.
They made like 3 moves.
They also brought in Jaden Phillips at the defensive end that they got from Miami. That was the one player that Miami did move on from was Jaden Phillips because he was in the last year of his contract. Right. So they brought him in to add some extra pass rush help there because they lost Josh Sweat. So watching that Cowboys game against the Cardinals, Josh Sweat was a nightmare all night for the Cowboys offensive line. And that was a big loss that they lost last year on their defense. So they brought in Jaden Phillips there. I like the Eagles to go into Green Bay and win this as well. I think that's kind of where you were leaning to.
Yeah,
they're 2.5-point dogs, so I kind of feel like the Eagles are going to go in and win this game, obviously, and they're going to, which will cover the spread. And then I like the under at 44.5.
You think they mucked this one up on?
Yeah, I kind of see it being a mucked up game, as far as that, because I think the Eagles, the Packers defense can kind of slow the Eagles offense down just enough, just enough to kind of get them to where it's going to be a tight game, where it'd be like, say, 23-20 or somewhere in that range right there, because Vegas is good on that shit.
Man, I missed like 4 of them last week by half a point.
Yeah, there's so many of them. The Vegas is good as that shit, man. So I can see it be like a 23-20 game. So I like the under that. And give me Dallas Goedert as my anytime touchdown scorer in this game.
I like it.
Because Tucker Kraft is out. That's a big loss for the
That's a
Packers.
huge loss.
Big loss for the Packers, losing Tucker Kraft.
And I mean, Romeo Doubs has been the de facto number one this year. And
right. And
he's getting a little long in the tooth.
I mean, he's still a young player, but I mean, he's got that kazoo helmet on with, wearing the fucking, Guardian cap and all that shit. And I thought Christian Watson was going to be a little bit more of a factor in the game last week, but he hasn't gotten involved yet.
No.
But Tucker Kraft being out, that's a big component.
It's massive.
And they really haven't been able to get that running game going yet either at Green Bay.
They got Musgrave, don't they?
Yeah, they got Luke Musgrave.
Luke Musgrave.
So all right, you got any parlays going for us?
I do. I have a 4-pick parlay for you. Give me Bowers, give me Taylor, Cook, and Dowdell for plus 830.
Nice. All right, so for me, I got the primetime game here for tomorrow night. I got the Raiders covering at 8.5 points. I like the Broncos to get the money line. Give me Troy Franklin for the anytime touchdown. It's at plus 881.
Okay.
Plus 881. That's the way I'm leaning for that game for tomorrow night. All right, Director Dave, what you got for us?
Just a Thursday pick.
Thursday pick. We got a Bo Nix anytime. J.K. Dobbins anytime. Bo Nix 200 plus passing. Cortland Sutton 59 receiving for plus 1431. Not too bad. A little risky on that.
The Bo Nix touchdown.
Yeah, a little risky on the Bo Nix touchdown. But then we got dumbass Dave's dumbass.
All right, he's doubling down. He's got Bo Nix again. Jonathan Taylor, Rico Dowdell, Nico Collins, Justin Jefferson, DeAndre Swift, Jamar Gibbs, Jalen Hurts, and DK Metcalf for a whopping plus 61,784.
And that's definitely a Director Dave dumbass pick. Welcome back, Ruby. Welcome back. Because I don't know if Nico Collins is even playing this week because he was out with the concussion, but he might be there.
Well, if they had him on the board.
He was on the
he was on the board. So
that's fantastic.
But he might be. But yes, that's a direct. Welcome back to Director Dave's dumbass picks, baby.
Plus 61,000.
All right. So before we wrap this up here, so I got a little poll here that I want to throw out here for anybody. I want to say, all right, so which team that has never won a Super Bowl before? Because we always get shit as Cowboys fans, but they haven't won anything in 30 years. Okay, but there's a lot of teams that
There's been a lot of teams that haven't won
pretty shitty all the way over, all around. Like the Dolphins haven't won a playoff game in 20-something years. So again, so what I want to ask out there to
the
our
Jets
public
have
here,
the longest playoff streak going right now.
Yes. So what I want to ask anybody right now, is say, what team that's never won a Super Bowl would you like to see win a Super Bowl first? The Detroit Lions, Cincinnati Bengals, Buffalo Bills, Minnesota Vikings, Atlanta Falcons, Los Angeles Chargers, Tennessee Titans, Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars, Carolina Panthers, or the Arizona Cardinals. Which one of those teams would you like to see win a Super Bowl first out of any of those 11 teams right there? Because there's 11 teams that have never won a Super Bowl.
That is crazy.
Never won a Super Bowl. So make sure you add in the comment section there and kind of and let us know what team that you like to go ahead and see win that Super Bowl first out of those 11 teams that have never won a Super Bowl before. Make sure you add to the comment section. Hit that like and subscribe button. Shout out to Director Dave for keeping us on the ones and twos. Shout out to True on the Track for blessing us with these beats. I'm Jason Smoking Token.
I'm Bobby Light.
See you next week.
Peace.